Fred Moore here, keynote speaker, entertainer, and bald guy with this edition of 101 Life Secrets. We are on what? Number 25. Goals must have deadlines. Goals must have deadlines. I'm going to repeat that again. Goals must have deadlines. Been said many, many times over the years, but a goal is a dream with a deadline. I don't know who said it. Well, I just said it. You can credit me for that. No, I'm not that smart. Somebody else said it, and I got it, and I embraced that idea. Goals must have deadlines. Because if there's no deadline, then it's just a dream. It's a wish. It's a want. It's a, I hope I get this one day. Because deadlines do a few things, don't they? They put a little pressure on you. They put a little pressure on you to get this goal of yours done because you have a deadline looming up. Anyone else been the type of person that studied for the big final exam the night before and didn't do a whole lot of work before that? Yeah, that was me. That was Mr. Procrastinator. Yeah. You know what I like to do is I like to plan out my week on Sundays and figure out the things I'm not going to do that week ahead of time. Yeah. I'm a proactive procrastinator, I guess. Yeah, but a deadline will do a lot for you, right? You got the paper that's due at school. You've got a project that needs to be done by this time. That is a deadline. Now, the greatest way to figure out how to get the most work done for your deadline is to figure out, all right, what is my timeline? What is the deadline? How much time do I have between now and the deadline? How much work do I need to do between that? And then figure out how to chunk that goal of yours down. What are the steps I need to take today to get me closer to that goal? What are the steps I need to take this week to get me closer to that goal? That deadline will give you an idea of how much work you need to put into this today, tomorrow, next week, who you need to get a hold of, if you need help, if you need mentoring, if you need coaching, if you need supplies, whatever it is that this goal of yours is, you need to figure out, all right, this is my timeline, this is when it needs to get done, this is what I need to do. Then you're going to be able to figure out what steps, what's the first thing I need to do to get me closer to this goal. The whole idea of a deadline is that every day you're going to be taking steps getting you closer to your goal. A lot of times this goal of yours is so far away, it'd be like you're walking down the road and it's a straight road and you're walking from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. I know there's no straight road. Stick with me here. Well, you can't see Las Vegas when you're walking down the road. You can't see it. So you don't know where your goal is, right? You don't know where your deadline is. Way down there. When you do have a laid out goal with a plan and steps that you're going to take, then you know, all right, well, I'm going to take these steps. I'm going to get further to my goal, towards my deadline. And the closer you get, the more you'll be able to see your final goal, your deadline, right? The deadline puts pressure on you. The deadline is going to give you benchmarks, right, throughout the next few days, hours, weeks, whatever it is until your deadline, benchmarks to say, all right, at this point, I need to be 20% done with this project. I need to be 30% closer to completing it. I need to be 95% done because I've only got a few days left until the deadline. Now, deadlines can be set by you, set by your boss. If you don't have a specific deadline for like a personal goal that you have, something's like, I'm going to write a book, right? You don't have a deadline. It goes back to that dream, that wish, that hope, right? When are you going to start this? I talked about New Year's resolutions on another video, and that's, again, one of the problems. There's no deadline. There's no completion date for you to go for, right? The goal itself is just part of it. The deadline of the goal, that's another goal within the goal. How meta is that? Set a deadline for your goals. Goals need a deadline.